All right, I'm going to give you an overview of banking law, and this area is affected by a couple of provisions of the Uniform Commercial Code in addition to basic contract law. I first want to cover just some basics about different types of checks. Now, this is becoming obsolete essentially with the use of e-money like PayPal and things like that, but it is important to understand some of these still. So, different types of checks. I think, first of all, understand that the bank is your agent. And if you have an account, you're the principal, they're your agent, they're supposed to execute your directives. Obviously, there are exceptions to that. If you don't have money in the account, they have a right not to pay on your check. And you'll see in your book, a typical check, the bank is referred to as the drawee, and you're the drawer, and then you have a pay to somebody, payee. Now there are a ton of scams out there dealing with checks, especially certified checks and cashier's checks. Be very, very careful about this. If I am a business person, I take cash, or if I trust the person, I'll take a check or a PayPal or something like that. Be very careful about taking certified checks or cashier's checks. They are, especially if the deal sounds too good to be true. A lot of people sell stuff on Craigslist or eBay, and the scammers will send you more money than what the good is worth and want you to cash it and wire money back to them. Never ever do that. Never ever do that. That anybody doing that that scam the MO manifests itself in not only the sale of goods but employment opportunities. A lot of college students are ripped off by bogus job offers where the purported employer fronts you some money to buy equipment from their source and then wants you to wire back the difference, and it's all out of your money, out of your account. Now, what's problematic here is that you get a bogus check, cashier's check or a certified check, and you deposit it. It looks like it's in your account. Your account will say you've got the money's there. It hasn't made it through the system yet, and it can take a while to get through the system. So be very, very careful. Do not believe the simple fact that you went to the bank, put in a cashier's check for a certain amount of money, and your account says it's in there. It's not in there. You got to be aware of how the system works. It takes time. So my advice: never touch a cashier's check or a certified check unless you're damn sure that the person is legit. But and so understand again, in the banking world, we're talking about the UCC Article 3 and 4. Now we talked about Article 2, sales law. Article 3 is negotiable instruments. And Article 4 deals more with pure banking issues. Bottom line is it's a creditor-debtor relationship. The bank is actually your agent, and it's a contract relationship. So you have to look at what are the terms of the deal. And this does get to the idea of stop payment orders. I mentioned this here, that if you issue a check, you can call up under the UCC. It's good for 14 days. If you do it in writing, it's good for 6 months. Now, this merely stops payment on that check. It doesn't void the check. Important thing to understand: somebody can run it through again after the 14 days or after the 6 months. So don't be surprised if that happens. Now, your bank, by contract, may allow you to put a stop payment on for a year or something. Bank obviously not obligated to process overdrafts. Post-dated checks makes really no difference. A lot of people, unless you tell the bank not to cash that check. That should be stale checks. Stale checks really are, it's up to the bank whether they're going to process those. You have a duty as a customer to review your statements, and if there's something weird there, if there's a transaction which you don't recognize, didn't agree to, it's incumbent upon you to report it immediately, because you can cut your losses. The UCC and other statutes limit your liability if you report it within a certain period of time. Normally it's like 30 days. But be cognizant of that and the importance of reviewing your statements. This includes not only your bank statements, but credit card statements, et cetera, because if your checks or your credit card is stolen, you need to report that immediately, otherwise you're going to be liable for the entire loss. People are surprised. Liability is limited, like $50 on a credit card if you report it immediately. There are a lot of electronic fund transfer mechanisms that are, you obviously are aware of, ATM machines, point of sale or POS devices, direct deposit, things like that, which gets to the idea that currency money is becoming obsolete. I think in 10 or 15 years it's going to be gone. Because people are going to be using electronic funds transfers or e-money like PayPal or something like that. But you still have to be aware of it. And so anyway, just a quick overview of banking law.